We shall now discuss on chapter 2. The title of chapter 2 is on fundamental theorems for metric spaces. Also we have been introduced already on metric spaces. Today we shall learn on some properties of completion of metric spaces. You know that the space of all rationals is not complete with respect to the usual metric, but space of reals is complete with respect to usual metric. So that is why we can see that space of all rationals is everywhere dense in R. In a similar way, we can make an arbitrary incomplete metric space can be completed to a completion of a metric space. The chapter is divided into 3 modules. Now, module 1 consists of some basic properties on metric spaces. Now, we shall discuss on module 1 of chapter 2. We shall now discuss on module 1 under the title completion of metric spaces. We know that set of all rational numbers Q is not complete with respect to a usual metric, but can be extended to a complete metric space R with respect to the usual metric, and thereby we can say that completion R of capital Q is such that capital Q is dense in R. It is quite important that an arbitrary incomplete metric space can be completed in a similar way as we shall see. Let x naught rho and x rho 1 be 2 metric spaces. Then a mapping T from x naught rho to x rho 1 is said to be isometric or as isometry if for all x y belonging to capital X naught rho 1 T x T y equal to rho x y. Number 2, the space x naught is said to be an isometric with the space capital X if there exists a bijective mapping which is an isometry of x naught onto x. The space x naught onto capital X are then called isometric spaces. Now, here we give an explanation. Identity function on capital X is an isometry of capital X onto itself. Also a transformation like x dash equal to x cos theta plus y sin theta, y dash equal to minus x sin theta plus y cos theta is an isometry of Euclidean 2 space R2 onto itself with respect to usual metric. Let us take an example. In a metric space capital X comma D, take x comma x naught belonging to capital X. For x belongs to capital X, let f(x) is a function from capital X to the space of reals R with respect to usual metric be given by f(x(y) equal to dyx minus dyx naught for y belongs to capital X. Then the mapping x to f(x) is an isometry of capital X onto CXR, where CXR is a metric space of all real valued continuous function over X with respect to submetric D1 defined by D1 f comma g equal to supremum of modulus of Fy minus Gy, and supremum is taken over all elements y taken from capital X, and supremum of mod of Fy minus Gy is strictly less than infinity, where f comma g is taken from CXR. The solution is given below. Since distance function d is continuous, it follows that f(x) is continuous for all x belonging to capital X. Take u comma v belonging to capital X. So, we have f(u(y) equal to dyu minus dyx naught and f(vy) equal to dyv minus dyx naught for all y belonging to capital X. This is equation number 1. So, modulus of f(u(y) minus f(vy) is equal to modulus of dyu minus dyv, which is less or equals to duv, which is independent of y belonging to capital X. Thus, supremum of modulus of f(u(y) minus f(vy) and supremum is taken over all such elements y belonging to capital X, which is less or equals to duv, which implies that d1 fu comma fv is less or equals to duv. This is equation number 2. Put y equal to u in equation number 1. So, we have fuu equal to minus dy x naught and fvy equal to duv minus dy x naught. So, modulus of fuu minus fvu is equal to duv. So, supremum of fuy minus fvy and supremum is taken over y belonging to capital X, which is greater or equals to modulus of fuu minus fvu, which is equal to duv. This is equation number 3. So, combining the earlier equation 2 and this equation 3, we get d1 fu comma fv is equal to duv. This shows that the mapping x to fx is an isometry of x onto cxr, collection of all real valued continuous function on capital X. Hence, isometric spaces may differ at most by the nature of their points, but are indistinguishable from the viewpoint of metric. So, in any study for which the nature of the points does not matter, we may regard that the two spaces are identical as two copies of the same abstract spaces. We can now state and prove the theorem that every metric space can be completed. The space X occurring in the following theorem is called the completion of the given metric space X naught. So, it is a very important theorem, that is the completion of a metric space. Let X naught comma rho be an incomplete metric space. Thus, there exists exactly one complete metric space X comma rho 1 to which isometry with a subset X dashed, which is everywhere dense in capital X and is isometric to X naught. The proof of this theorem is divided into 4 parts, namely 1 to 4 as given below. Number 1, we construct a metric space X comma rho 1. Number 2, we shall show X rho 1 is complete. Number 3, we shall make a subset X dashed of capital X, which is everywhere dense in capital X and is isometric to X naught. Number 4, we shall show uniqueness of capital X except for isometries. For proof 1, given X naught rho be an incomplete metric space. So, there exists a Cauchy sequence of X naught which is not convergent in X naught. Let us take the set of all Cauchy sequences and denote the Cauchy sequences as sequence xn, comma sequence yn, comma sequence zn, dot 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 dot. We now say that the two Cauchy sequences xn and sequence yn of X naught are equivalent even on if limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma yn is equal to 0. This is equation number 4, and we write xn is equivalent to yn. Note that if one of the equivalent Cauchy sequence of X naught is convergent, then the other Cauchy sequence must be convergent and converges to the same limit. The proof is given below. Note that the relation is an equivalence relation. Then we divide the set of all Cauchy sequences into disjoint classes. Two equivalent sequences being put into the same class. Let capital X denote the set of all equivalent classes denoted by x bar, y bar, z bar and so on. It is clear that two sequences equivalent to third one, then two sequences are equivalent to each other. Show that equivalent sequences cannot belong to different classes. If sequence xn belonging to x bar and sequence yn belongs to y bar, then limit n tends to infinity rho xn yn exist. Now, by triangle inequality property, rho xn yn is less or equals to rho xn xm plus rho xm ym plus rho ym yn, which implies that rho xn comma yn minus rho xm comma ym is less or equals to rho xn xm plus rho yn ym. Interchanging the role of n and m, we get modulus of rho xm comma ym minus rho xn comma ym less or equals to rho xm xn plus rho ym yn. Hence, modulus of rho xn comma yn minus rho xm comma ym is less or equals to rho xn xm plus rho yn ym, which goes to 0 as n comma m tends to infinity by 4. So, rho xn yn is a Cauchy sequence of reals, and hence limit n tends to infinity rho xn yn exists. The expression of the existence of limit n tends to infinity rho xn yn is independent of the choices of the sequence xn and yn. In fact, if xn dash belongs to x bar and sequence yn dash belongs to y bar, then rho xn yn less or equals to rho xn comma xn dash plus rho xn dash comma yn dash plus rho yn dash comma yn. So, limit n tends to infinity rho xn yn is less or equals to limit n tends to infinity rho xn dash comma yn dash. Similarly, limit n tends to infinity rho xn dash comma yn dash less or equals to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma yn, and hence limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma yn is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn dash comma yn dash is equal to rho 1 x bar y bar, say. We shall now prove that rho 1 is a metric on capital X. Let xn belonging to x bar and yn belongs to y bar, rather sequence xn belongs to x bar and sequence yn belongs to y bar. Clearly, rho 1 x bar y bar is greater or equals to 0. Let x bar is equal to y bar, then rho 1 x bar comma x bar is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma xn, which is equal to 0. Since yn belongs to x bar or xn belongs to y bar, under our assumption we have x bar equal to y bar. So, first metric axiom holds. Again, let rho 1 x bar comma x bar equal to 0. So, limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma yn equal to 0, implying that xn is equivalent to yn. Either sequence xn sequence yn belongs to x bar or sequence xn comma sequence yn belongs to y bar. So, x bar equal to y bar. Also, rho 1 x bar comma y bar is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn yn, which is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho yn comma xn is equal to rho 1 y bar x bar. Let sequence zn belongs to z bar. Now, rho 1 x bar comma z bar is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma zn, which is less or equals to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma yn plus limit n tends to infinity rho yn comma zn by the triangle inequality property of the metric axiom, which is equal to rho 1 x bar comma y bar plus rho 1 y bar z bar. So, we see that rho metric on capital X, and consequently x comma rho 1 is a metric space. We shall now prove 2. We shall now show that x comma rho 1 is complete. Let xn bar be a Cauchy sequence in capital X. Then for each n, xn bar consists of a Cauchy sequence in x1n comma x2n dot 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 xkn of x naught. So, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer kn such that rho xmn comma xln is strictly less than epsilon whenever m comma l is greater or equals to kn. In particular, rho xmn comma xknn is strictly less than epsilon whenever k is greater or equals to kn. Take epsilon is equal to 1 by n. So, we can have rho xmn comma xkn is less or equals to 1 by n whenever m is greater than kn. We shall now show that xk11 comma xk22 comma dot 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 xknn comma dot 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 is a Cauchy sequence in x naught. Take x1 belonging to x naught, then sequence x1 comma dot 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 comma x1 dot 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 is a constant Cauchy sequence in x naught. Thus, to each x belongs to x naught, we can associate a class x bar belonging to capital X contains at most one constant Cauchy sequence, say x of capital X naught. Similarly, the class y bar belongs to capital X contains a constant Cauchy sequence like y comma dot 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 y comma dot dot where y belongs to capital X naught. So, rho 1 x comma y is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho x n comma y n, which is equal to rho x y. So, rho 1 x bar y bar is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho x n y n is equal to rho x y, since x n is equal to x and y n is equal to y for all n belongs to set of all natural numbers capital N. Now, for each n we can construct a sequence xknn comma dot dot xknn, which is again a constant Cauchy sequence in x naught, and let the class be denoted by xknn of capital X. So, rho 1 xn bar comma xknn bar n is equal to limit k tends to infinity rho xkn comma xknn, which is less or equals to 1 by n. This is equation number 7. Again, sequence xn bar is a Cauchy sequence in capital X. So, we can choose a positive integer n such that rho 1 xn bar comma xm bar is strictly less than epsilon by 3 whenever n comma m is greater or equals to n naught, satisfying 1 by n is strictly less than epsilon by 3, 1 by m is strictly less than epsilon by 3. So, this is known as equation number 8. Rho xknn comma xkmm is equal to rho 1 xknn bar comma xkmm bar, which is less or equals to rho 1 xknn bar comma xn bar plus rho 1 xn bar comma xm bar plus rho 1 xm bar comma xkmm bar by triangle inequality of the metric axiom, which is equal to limit k tends to infinity rho xkn comma xknn plus rho 1 xn bar comma xm bar plus limit k tends to infinity rho xkm comma xkmm, which is less or equals to 1 by n plus epsilon by 3 plus 1 by m whenever n comma m greater or equals to n naught, which is strictly less than epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3 plus epsilon by 3, because we have assumed 1 by n is less than epsilon by 3 and 1 by m is less than epsilon by 3. So, rho xknn comma xkmm is strictly less than epsilon whenever n comma m is greater or equals to n naught. So, sequence xknn is equal to sequence xk11 comma xk22 comma dot 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 xknn dot 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 is a Cauchy sequence in x naught, and let corresponding class be x bar. We shall now show that limit n tends to infinity xn bar is equal to x bar, that is limit n tends to infinity rho 1 xn bar comma x bar is equal to 0. As xknn is a Cauchy sequence in x naught, we can choose a positive integer n1 such that rho xkp comma xkll is strictly less than epsilon by 2 whenever p comma l is greater or equals to n1. Now, rho 1 x bar comma xn bar is less or equals to rho 1 x bar comma xknn bar plus rho 1 xknn bar comma xn bar, which is equals to rho 1 x bar comma xknn bar plus limit k tends to infinity rho xkn comma xknn, which is less or equals to rho 1 x bar comma xknn bar n plus 1 by n is equal to limit p tends to infinity rho xkp comma xkll plus 1 by n whenever l is greater or equals to n1, which is less than epsilon by 2 plus 1 by n whenever l greater or equals to n1, which is less than epsilon for all sufficiently large values of n. Consequently, limit n tends to infinity x n bar is equal to x bar, and hence capital X is complete. We shall now prove 3. For each x belongs to capital X naught, we can construct a Cauchy sequence xxxx of capital X naught and the corresponding class be x bar belonging to capital X. Let x dash be the class of all such class of capital X, that is x dash is a subset of capital X. So, there is a one-on correspondence between x bar belonging to x dash and x belonging to x naught. Similarly, for each y belongs to x naught, we have a class y bar belongs to x dash, and consequently rho 1 x bar comma y bar is equal to rho x y. So, the above correspondence becomes an isometry, and x0 and x dash become isometric. We shall now show that x dash is everywhere dense in capital X. Let x bar belonging to capital X, suppose that there is an equivalent Cauchy sequence xn belonging to x bar. So, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer capital N such that rho xn comma xm less than epsilon by 2 whenever n comma m is greater or equals to capital N. In particular, rho xn comma x capital N is straightly less than epsilon by 2 whenever n is greater or equals to capital N. Let xn bar denote the class of X that contains a constant sequence xn comma dot 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 comma xn comma dot 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 which is Cauchy in x naught. Note that xn bar thus become an element of x dashed. Now, rho 1 x bar comma xn bar is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma x capital N, which is less or equals to epsilon by 2 and is strictly less than epsilon. Thus, x dash is everywhere dense in capital X. We shall now prove 4. Let capital Y comma rho 2 be another complete metric space in which x naught is isometric to a certain subset of capital Y which is everywhere dense in capital Y. So, for every pair of elements x comma y belonging to x naught, rho xy is equal to rho 2 xy. We shall prove that capital X is isometric to capital Y. Now, x naught is a subset of capital Y and x naught is everywhere dense in capital Y. Let y bar belongs to capital Y. So, there exists a sequence of elements sequence xn where xn is taken from capital X naught such that xn goes to y bar as n tends to infinity. So, sequence xn is a Cauchy sequence in x naught and the corresponding class is an element x bar belonging to capital X. Thus, we have to each y bar belongs to capital Y, there is an element x bar belonging to capital X. Similarly, for x bar dashed belongs to capital X, we can have a certain Cauchy sequence xn dashed where xn dashed belongs to x naught such that xn dashed goes to y bar dashed as n tends to infinity. To the element x bar dashed belongs to capital X, we associate the element y bar dashed. We therefore establish a correspondence between the elements of capital X and capital Y which is clearly 1 1. Moreover, rho 1 x bar comma x bar dashed is equal to limit n tends to infinity rho xn comma xn dashed equal to limit n tends to infinity rho 2 xn comma xn dashed is equal to rho 2 y bar comma y bar dashed, implying that capital X and capital Y are isometric. Up to this, we have learnt on isometry mappings. Also, we have learnt on a theorem of a completion of a metric space. Now, we shall discuss on homeomorphic metric spaces under a homeomorphism. Also, we shall discuss on some topological properties of homeomorphic metric spaces. We shall now define a homeomorphism of two metric spaces. Let capital X comma d and capital Y comma rho be two metric spaces. A function f from xd to y rho is said to be a homeomorphism if f is bijective such that f and f inverse are continuous. Two metric spaces capital X comma d and y comma rho are said to be homeomorphic if there exists a homeomorphism of xd onto y rho. Now, we shall give an explanation of an homeomorphism. If f is a homeomorphism of capital X onto capital Y, then f inverse is so between y and x. Also, it is a routine matter to show that composition of two homeomorphism is again a homeomorphism. Thus, in the family of all metric spaces, the binary relation of being homeomorphic is an equivalence relation. Consider the metric space R of reals with usual metric and the operator Ta from R to R is given by Tax is equal to x plus a, where a belongs to capital X is fixed and x is taken from capital X. Then this translational operator equal to the identity operator when a equal to 0 is a homeomorphism. Here Ta inverse from R to R is given by Ta inverse x is equal to x minus a, where x is taken from R. So, Ta inverse is equal to T minus a. Similarly, one can show that for any non-zero real lambda, multiplicative mapping M by a scalar m lambda from R to R given by m lambda x is equal to lambda x, where x is taken from R is a homeomorphism, where m lambda inverse is equal to m lambda inverse. It is known that family of all open sets in XD form a topology called metric topology tau d on X induced by a metric D. Any property in a metric space XD that can be formulated entirely in terms of members open sets of tau d is known as a topological property. Consequently, homeomorphic metric spaces have the same topological properties like convergence of a sequence in the underlying space and continuity of functions over the space. Following example shows that completeness is not a topological property in a metric space. Take capital X is equal to set of all natural numbers and capital Y is equal to 1, half, 1/3, ... We regard capital X and capital Y as a subspace of the space of reals with usual metric. We find that capital X and capital Y are discrete metric spaces, that is, every subset being both open and closed. Thus, the function f from capital X to capital Y, where fx is equal to x inverse, where x belongs to capital X, is a homeomorphism of capital X onto capital Y. Since capital X is closed in R, which is a complete metric space, and X is complete, on the other hand, we see that capital Y is not complete. Note that an isometry is a homeomorphism, thus two metric spaces that are isometric are indistinguishable in respect of their metric properties. In this module, we have learnt on isometric mappings and some important theorem on completion of metric space and with its explanations. Also, we have learnt an homeomorphism and with their topological properties of a metric spaces. With this, we come to an end of module 1 of chapter 2.